So the pads come on at 49ers training camp tomorrow, and that's a big deal because competitions can begin in earnest. Right now, we're enjoying our first day off from 2024 49ers training camp. I'm in South Park in San Francisco, historic park right near where the Giants play at Oracle Park, just a couple blocks away. And I just finished an aptly named 49er sandwich from Deli Board. Shout out to Adam over at Deli Board. He's from Cleveland. So Cleveland-inspired sandwiches. We'll get to a little bit of that at the end. But first, we've got to talk about the 49ers and the biggest storyline so far from training camp, the most critical one as it pertains to their potential on-field performance in 2024. And it's simple. It's that interior offensive line where Dominick Puni, their rookie third-round pick, is already getting first-team reps. This is Dominick Puni's big opportunity. Spencer Burford broke his hand. He may be out for about 3 weeks. John Feliciano, meanwhile, has missed a couple practices. He'd be Burford's direct backup. He was actually the lineman who replaced Burford in the starting lineup down the stretch of last season. So since both Burford and Feliciano have been out, Puni has been in. And listen, the 49ers need to get better along the offensive line. That was the weakness of an offense that was already rated #1 in the NFL last season. In fact, if you take a look at this chart right here, look at where Brock Purdy is efficiency-wise. Y-axis, head and shoulders above all other quarterbacks, despite the fact that his dot is further to the left. That's the strength of the 49ers offensive line on the X-axis. Brock Purdy was already an outlier, delivering behind a substandard offensive line for the 49ers last season. And the biggest problems came on the interior at center and at right guard. So it was important for the 49ers to improve their offensive line this offseason through the draft. And obviously they took a stab at that when they drafted Dominick Puni out of Kansas. This is a guy who didn't give up a single sack in 2 seasons at the D1 level at Kansas. Not a single sack. For the first time ever, the 49ers actually drafted an offensive lineman who's a better pass protector than a run blocker. Puni's going to have to work on the run blocking stuff, but as far as protecting Brock Purdy, looks like he's got a good resume and a good anchor. Chris Furster even talked about the very good anchor that Dominick Puni is bringing to the table. So let's say that Puni takes advantage of his opportunity here coming up as pads come on in training camp over the course of the next few weeks and earns that starting spot, just like Spencer Burford earned the starting spot at right guard 2 weeks ago. Can that make the 49ers offensive line better in front of Brock Purdy? I think yes. They've also got to get better center play. They're really needing Colton McKivitz to get better at that right tackle position, and it's year 2 of him starting, so there's a good chance that he can make a jump. And obviously Aaron Banks in a contract year is going to have to deliver solid football at left guard. The biggest missing piece right now is Trent Williams, but that's a separate story. They're trying to renegotiate his contract, so his holdout ends. He's the big fish along that offensive line. They need him at left tackle. But the biggest area the 49ers can potentially improve is that right guard position, and that's up to Dominick Puni, who I wrote about on The Athletic. That is the storyline so far of training camp. His opportunity begins in earnest tomorrow when pads come on in Santa Clara. Anyway, Deli Board, this is a legendary sandwich spot in San Francisco. I mentioned Adam runs Deli Board. They had one 49er sandwich left. You got to show up early because these guys will run out because they've got so many good ingredients. But the pastrami and the cheese on the 49er sandwich, absolutely heavenly. So check it out. And, of course, I'm going to tack on a little extra to this video. This is an edition based on popular demand. Like and subscribe to the channel right now. 49ers training camp is getting real. We'll talk to you guys soon. So the primary criticism that I've received on the San Francisco food videos or food videos wherever the 49ers travel is that I have not taken a bite of my sandwiches. Somebody said that's super unsatisfying. So in response to that criticism, we will improve the show this year, starting with the 49er from Deli Board.